We're going to play a little bit with conditionals in order to understand them better. The basic data type here is the Boolean type, which has two values, true and false. But are there just two possibilities to consider? Let's see. To start with, imagine that you have not programmed well the Boolean expression and that it leads to a non-terminating computation. We will see several examples on how this can happen, but we will see it elsewhere. Now, if the computation of the Boolean expression does not terminate, the whole program will not terminate. This effect does not always have to happen, as we will see later in this video. But it teaches us that we have three cases to consider, namely true, false, and undefined. So in the following, when we analyze code segments, we have to take into account this undefined value as well. For Boolean expression, this means that we have really three possible cases, true, false, and undefined. And this is in contrast with traditional math, where we only normally have to take true and false into account. Now, let's recap a little bit the possibilities we have seen. We have seen on the one hand the conditional statements here on the left. Depending on the value of a Boolean variable b, we assign m or n to variable x. On the other hand, we have seen the ternary operator that allows us to write Boolean expressions. On the right, you can see an assignment statement for variable x with a Boolean expression. Both code segments are equivalent. Now, consider this example. Imagine that we have a Boolean value b and that the expression reads b equal true. This can be clearly simplified to b, since if b is true, b equal true is also true. And if b is false, b equal true is false. And if b is undefined, b equal true is undefined as well. So why not writing the simpler version? Just b as the condition. A similar argument applies if we have b equal false. You can choose the simpler version, not b. And even further, you can write b as a condition and swap the statements S1 and S2. Here we have another expression. Let's analyze it. b true false. Now, if b is undefined, the result is undefined. We have seen it before in this video. If b is true, the result is true. And if b is false, the result is false. So we have written all possible values of b and the whole expression on the table on the right. And we see that they have the same values, that they are equivalent. So instead of this whole expression, we can write just b. Similar situation now, but with true and false swapped. If b is undefined, the whole expression is undefined. If b is true, the whole expression is false. And if b is false, the whole expression is true. So this expression can be simplified to not b. Now let's see this expression, b c false. If b is undefined, the whole expression is undefined, as we said at the beginning. If b is true, the result is c. So we copy the line of values of c. However, if b is false, the result is false. Now this is important. If b is false and c undefined, the result is not undefined. It is false. Here, a non-terminating computation for c does not yield non-termination for the whole program. And it is good that it is this way, as we will find out later on. The values for this expression are exactly the same as for the expression with the conditional with the AND operation, b ampersand c. If B is false, C is not looked at. The operation hides non-computation. We have something similar in this example. Here we have true in the then case and C in the else case. This is equivalent to the disjunction or double vertical bar. A non-terminating C does not pollute the whole expression if B is true. The behavior of and or, as we have seen in this slide and the one before, are called sometimes non-strict or sequential or short circuit, because values are looked at in a sequential manner. To understand well the implications of non-terminating computations is key to understanding how programming languages work. Did you really understand it? Yes? No? Or are you still processing? If this is the case, I'm sure that the quizzes will help you in really grasping this.